The silence in the Grand Council chamber was absolute. Ambassador David Stone stood alone on a white platform in the center of the massive room. Above him, around him, in every direction, alien faces stared down from elevated seats. 200 different species. 200 civilizations that ruled thousands of worlds across the galaxy. All of them watching one human. The chamber was enormous. Its walls were made of clear crystal that showed the purple and blue nebula spinning outside. Some aliens sat in normal chairs. Others hung from the ceiling in special harnesses. A few floated in tanks of glowing liquid. Some were so strange that David could not figure out what they were at all. David wore a simple black suit. He carried no weapons. No guards stood beside him. Just one man facing the most powerful government in the known universe. The High Arbiter spoke first. His name was Krell. He belonged to a species called the Vorthane. He had 6 arms and skin like gray stone. His voice boomed through speakers built into every seat. Human Ambassador Stone, you stand before the Galactic Council to answer for your species. We have serious concerns about humanity. In the 3 years since Earth joined our community, there have been problems. Big problems. David said nothing. He waited and listened. 12 times, Krell continued, human ships have fought with ships from Council species. 12 times, your ships won. Our ships were badly damaged. Some nearly destroyed. Yet your ships always escaped without harm. How is this possible? The chamber erupted in noise. Clicks, whistles, roars, and sounds David had no names for. Hundreds of aliens talking at once. Finally, Krell raised 2 of his arms for silence. Furthermore, Krell said, humanity refuses to share information about your military with this council. Every species provides basic details about their defenses. This is required by council law. But humans refuse. Why? David took a breath. This was the moment everything could go wrong. We value our privacy. Our military capabilities are our own business. A creature made of living crystal spoke next. Her name was Shara. Privacy? While your ships attack ours? This cannot continue. We demand answers. Our ships never attacked first, David said calmly. Every single incident started when one of your ships threatened us. We only defended ourselves. With weapons far beyond what you should possess, another alien added. A human frigate defeated a Vorthane battlecruiser. A small ship destroyed a large one. This should be impossible. Krell's 6 arms folded across his chest. The council has made a decision. We will send 20 military cadets from 20 different species to study your military training. They will watch videos of human combat. They will analyze how you fight. Then they will report back to us. If you refuse, we will cut off all trade with Earth. We will isolate your species completely. The threat was clear. Accept or be alone in the galaxy. David had argued against this for months. He had tried to keep human military secrets hidden. But fear was spreading through the council. Fear made people do stupid things. And the council was very afraid. We accept your terms, David said quietly. Shocked sounds filled the chamber. Many had expected him to refuse. But understand something, David added. His voice was soft but carried weight. Once you see what humanity really is, you cannot unsee it. We kept these secrets for a good reason. After you learn the truth, everything changes. Krell stared at the human ambassador. We are not afraid of your secrets, human. David allowed himself a small, sad smile. You should be. 2 weeks passed. 20 cadets arrived at the Galactic Military Academy. The academy was built on a huge space station called Helios. Each cadet was the best warrior from their homeworld. Young, smart, and trained to understand combat. Commander Thren greeted them in a briefing room. Thren was a Kryn, a species known for producing great soldiers. He had 4 legs, silver fur, and 3 eyes arranged in a triangle on his face. He had fought in 5 wars and trained soldiers for 30 years. You are here to evaluate human military strength, Thren told the group. The humans have given us videos of their combat history. Your job is to watch these videos and tell the council how dangerous humans really are. A young cadet named Kip spoke up. Kip belonged to the Kalathi species. His skin changed colors based on his emotions. Right now, it glowed pale yellow with curiosity. Commander, humans are small and weak. They have no claws or armor. How dangerous can they be? Several other cadets made agreeing sounds. They had all seen humans before. Humans look soft and breakable. Commander Thren's 3 eyes focused on Kip. That is what you will learn. We start with old videos. These show a war that happened 200 Earth years ago. Humans call it World War II. The lights went dark. A holographic screen appeared in the center of the room. The cadets settled into their seats. They expected to see primitive fighting. Simple weapons. Nothing impressive. The first images appeared. Old black and white video showing bombs falling on a city. Buildings exploded. Fires spread everywhere. People running. They are bombing their own species. Asked a cadet named Myra. She was a Spirian with thin wings and a gentle voice. She sounded horrified. Yes, Thren said. Human history includes much war between different human groups. This war lasted 6 years. The video continued. Now it showed soldiers on a beach. Explosions burst around them. Men fell. Others kept running forward. Bullets flew past them. No shields? No armor. Just cloth uniforms and metal helmets. A massive cadet named Grak leaned forward. Grak was a Throck with thick armored skin. One bullet would kill them. They are so fragile. Why do they keep advancing? Watch and learn, Thren said. The videos went on. Humans fighting in frozen places where the cold would kill most species in minutes. Humans fighting in hot jungles full of disease. Humans fighting in destroyed cities. Always moving forward. Always adapting to new situations. How long did this battle last? Asked Vorn. He was a Mindari, a species famous for smart tactical thinking. This beach battle lasted about 12 hours of heavy combat. 12 hours? Vorn sounded shocked. Most species cannot fight effectively for more than 3 hours before they collapse from exhaustion. Humans are persistence hunters. They evolved to chase prey for days until it falls over from tiredness. They have incredible endurance. The video shifted to show jungle warfare. Islands where humans fought in terrible heat and humidity. Battles that lasted weeks. Then Thren showed them numbers. Statistics appeared on the screen. Total deaths in World War II, 60 to 85 million humans. The room went completely silent. That number was bigger than the entire population of most planets. It was more deaths than the galaxy had seen in 1,000 years of space warfare. 85 million, Kip whispered. His skin turned dark blue, the color his species showed when deeply disturbed. And they continued fighting? For 6 years. A cadet named Nina spoke for the first time. Nina was a Delvin, an empath who could sense emotions. Why did they not stop? Why not make peace? Thren showed them new images. Terrible images of camps where humans had killed other humans. Genocide, systematic murder. One human group was trying to eliminate entire populations of other humans. The rest of humanity fought to stop them. The cadets began to understand. This was not simple warfare. This was something deeper and more frightening. The final video showed 2 massive explosions. Mushroom clouds rising high into the sky. Cities destroyed in seconds. Atomic weapons, Vorn said quietly. They built nuclear bombs before they could travel in space. They are the only species known to use atomic weapons against themselves in war. The video ended. The lights came back on slowly. The cadets sat in shocked silence. This was human history. This was what they did to each other 200 years ago with primitive technology. What had they become since then? Thren looked at the stunned faces around him. Tomorrow you will see modern human warfare. You will watch videos from recent decades. I suggest you prepare yourselves. What you saw today is only the beginning. The cadets left slowly. They were quiet, thinking about what they had witnessed. Kip stood alone for a moment, staring at the now dark screen. Vorn approached him. "What are you thinking?" Vorn asked. Kip's skin flickered through several colors, showing his confusion. "We assumed humans were primitive because they only recently got space travel. But what if we were wrong? What if they spent all their time perfecting how to fight? What if combat is the one thing they are truly exceptional at?" Vorn considered this carefully. "That is a disturbing thought." "Yes," Kip agreed. "Very disturbing." The second day began with a question that had kept most cadets awake all night. If humans were that violent 200 years ago with old technology, what could they do now? Commander Thren stood at the front of the observation theater. Behind him, the holographic screen showed a frozen image of a human warship floating in space. "Yesterday you saw humanity's past. Today you see their present. This video is from 23 Earth years ago. Humans call this operation Desert Storm." The screen came alive. Night vision footage showed dozens of aircraft flying in perfect formation. They launched missiles at targets far below. Explosions lit up the ground in waves. Vorn immediately started studying the tactical data scrolling at the bottom of the screen. "Commander, how many aircraft are in this first attack?" "About 1,000 aircraft in the first wave. Ships at sea launched 200 more missiles at the same time." Kip's skin flashed several colors rapidly. 1,000 aircraft? All attacking together? The coordination required for that is incredible. "Watch the timing," Thren instructed. "This is important." The video continued. Wave after wave of attacks, each perfectly timed. Communication towers on the ground exploded. Power plants went dark. Bridges collapsed. Roads became unusable. "They are destroying infrastructure," Myra observed. "Not just military targets. Humans call this strategic warfare. They cut the enemy's ability to communicate and move supplies. If you cannot talk to your soldiers or feed them, you cannot fight effectively." Grak watched huge bunkers explode. "What weapons are those?" "Precision-guided bombs. Unlike the simple bombs from World War II, these can be steered to hit specific buildings. Accurate to within a few meters." The screen switched to daytime footage. A vast desert with hundreds of human tanks rolling forward. Helicopters flew overhead. Fighter jets screamed past. Vorn pulled up tactical maps and started calculating. His analytical mind struggled with what he was seeing. This makes no sense. They are moving nearly 200 kilometers in less than 100 hours. They are not stopping to secure supply lines. They are not pausing to rest. This is not sustainable, yet they sustained it, Thren said. But the logistics are impossible. The fuel alone, the ammunition, the food for soldiers. No army can move this fast. Thren's three eyes focused on Vorn. Humans believe speed is a weapon. They call it shock and awe. Move so fast the enemy cannot react, cannot reposition forces, cannot mount effective defense. The video showed the result. An enemy army 10 times larger than the human force, defeated in 100 hours. Thousands of vehicles destroyed or abandoned. Soldiers surrendering in huge groups. Nina's empathic senses were troubled. "I sense absolute confidence from the human commanders. Not hope, not determination. Complete certainty they would win." Human military planning emphasizes preparation. They spent months studying the enemy before this attack, learning weaknesses, planning responses to every possible action. They went into battle knowing they would win. Myra's wings trembled. "Commander, how many humans died in this battle?" Thren brought up statistics. Approximately 300 killed or wounded. Enemy casualties exceeded 25,000. No one spoke. Those numbers should be impossible. That ratio had never been seen in galactic warfare. How? Grak finally asked. How do they achieve this? That is what you are here to figure out. The screen changed again. Now it showed city combat. Human soldiers moving through streets carefully. Each corner checked before moving. Each building entered with precise movements, 4 soldiers working as one unit. This is different warfare, Vorn noted. Lower intensity. Fighting against guerrilla forces. Correct. Watch how they adapt. The video showed years of urban combat. The cadets watched human tactics change over time. Mistakes made, studied, and corrected. New techniques developed and shared between units. Equipment upgraded to meet specific needs. They learn from every fight, Myra said softly. Every battle teaches them something. Humans have a saying, Thren told them. Adapt or die. They treat warfare as a constantly evolving science. The screen showed technology improving. Better armor. Advanced communication devices. Night vision equipment. Flying drones that watched from above. Each generation of gear better than the last. Kip's colors shifted to deep purple, indicating confusion. Why do they develop so fast? Most species reach a stable level of technology and improve slowly. Humans seem to be racing. They are racing themselves. Humans believe if they stop improving, they become vulnerable. So they never stop. The final video showed a night operation. 6 humans sneaking into an enemy compound. No heavy weapons. No vehicle support. Just 6 humans against 50 enemy fighters dug in with defenses. The cadets watched in growing unease as the humans moved through darkness like hunting animals. Each movement efficient. Each shot perfectly placed. 11 minutes later, the target was captured. All 6 humans left safely. What unit was that? Vorn asked. Human Special Operations. They trained for years to reach that level. Some trained for 10 years or more. 10 years. Kip's colors showed shock. Most galactic armies train soldiers for a few months. Humans invest heavily in elite units. They believe a small number of highly trained individuals can do what large armies cannot. Grak rumbled thoughtfully. Everything we have seen shows humans are effective fighters. But this is old footage. What about now? What about space combat? Thren's 3 eyes seemed to dim slightly. Tomorrow you will see videos of human space combat. Recent fights between human ships and council ships. The 12 incidents? Vorn asked. Yes, the encounters that brought us to this point. The fights that made the council so worried. Nina's empathic senses suddenly focused on Thren. Commander, you are afraid. Not of humans exactly, but of what we will see tomorrow. Thren was quiet for a long moment. I have fought in 5 wars. I have commanded soldiers in battle. I have studied military history from 200 different species. He paused. Nothing in my experience prepared me for what human space combat looks like. Tomorrow you will understand why the Council is truly concerned. The cadets left slowly. They were processing what they had seen, trying to understand how the small, soft humans they had met could be such terrifying warriors. Vorn stayed behind and approached Thren privately. Commander, I have a question. Yes, cadet? If humans are this dangerous, why did the Council let them join galactic society? Thren was silent for a long time. When humans were first contacted, they had just invented faster-than-light travel. Their ships were basic. Their weapons simple. The first assessment rated them as low threat, below average for the galaxy. The Council thought human aggression was a primitive trait they would outgrow, but they did not outgrow it. No, they did not. Instead, they took galactic technology and improved it. They studied our tactics and developed counters. In 3 years, they went from barely space-capable to possibly the most dangerous military force in the galaxy. And we only noticed because of the incidents. Exactly. Humans were happy being underestimated. They traded peacefully, engaged diplomatically, and quietly built their capabilities. We only learned the truth when some of our species tried to intimidate them. Vorn processed this. So tomorrow we see what happens when humans are threatened. Yes, and cadet? Prepare yourself. What you have seen today is impressive. What you will see tomorrow is terrifying. Vorn left the theater, his mind working through tactical calculations. He was beginning to understand why the Council was so worried. Humans were not just good at warfare. They were specialists. Everything about them seemed designed for combat. The question was, what did that mean for the rest of the galaxy? Tomorrow would provide answers. Vorn was not sure he wanted them. The third day brought tension to the observation theater. Word had spread through the academy about the human assessment. Other cadets wanted to watch, but Commander Thren refused all requests. This information was too sensitive. The original 20 cadets took their seats. The anxiety was obvious. They knew today would be different. Thren did not waste time. Today you will see classified footage. Only a few council members have seen this material. You are granted access because the council needs your analysis. The holographic screen activated. It showed 2 ships against the blackness of space. One was a human frigate, small and simple. The other was a Vorthane heavy cruiser, massive and bristling with weapons. This is the UES Defiant, Thren explained. Human frigate with a crew of about 200. Standard weapons include kinetic guns and missiles. Nothing special by galactic standards. The Vorthane cruiser was 5 times larger. Its plasma cannons could tear through shields. Its armor could withstand sustained attack. It was designed to dominate anything near its size. 3 months ago, these ships met near the outer rim. The Vorthane cruiser was on patrol. The Defiant was surveying trade routes. The video showed the Vorthane cruiser changing course to intercept the human ship. Its targeting systems locked onto the Defiant. Standard intimidation, Vorn murmured. The Vorthane commander was showing dominance. Watch carefully, Thren said. The Vorthane cruiser fired warning shots. Plasma bolts that passed close to the human ship. Not an attack, but definitely hostile. Most species would back away. The smaller ship would defer to the larger one. That was how things worked in the galaxy. The human ship did not back away. Instead, the Defiant accelerated directly toward the cruiser. Several cadets made surprised sounds. Kip's skin flashed bright red. That is insane. They are charging a superior force? The Vorthane cruiser fired again, this time with weapons that would cause damage. Clear escalation. The human ship launched missiles. Not warning shots. Not defensive measures. Full combat launch. 16 missiles in 4 seconds, spreading into attack patterns. Vorn leaned forward, analyzing trajectories. Those missiles are splitting apart. Each one becomes multiple warheads. And the flight paths are erratic. They are evading defensive fire. Human missile technology emphasizes overwhelming defenses through numbers. Thren explained. The Vorthane cruiser's automated defenses activated. Laser weapons intercepted most incoming warheads. But 3 got through, hitting the shield generators. The cruiser's shields flickered, weakened. The Defiant's main guns fired. OLED projectiles moving incredibly fast. Without full shields, the cruiser's armor was vulnerable. The human weapons hit with surgical precision. Targeting sensors exploded. Weapon mounts shattered. Maneuvering engines ruptured. 8 minutes after the fight started, the Vorthane cruiser was intact but completely unable to fight. It drifted in space, weapons offline. Unable to move properly, the Defiant held position. Weapons still aimed at the crippled cruiser. Audio came through the recording. A calm female voice? You started this. Learn from it. Next time, we will not stop at disabling shots. The transmission ended. The theater was completely silent. Finally, Grax spoke. A frigate defeated a heavy cruiser. In 8 minutes. Yes, that should not be possible. And yet it happened. This is one of 12 incidents. Do you want to see the others? The cadets could only nod numbly. The footage continued. 11 more encounters. Each showing human ships facing superior forces. Each ending with human victory, a human destroyer fighting 3 Kryn cruisers at once. The destroyer used asteroid fields for cover, dropped mines to limit enemy movement, and pulled maneuvers that pushed its structural limits. All 3 Kryn vessels were forced to retreat with heavy damage, a human cargo ship meeting pirate raiders. The crew reprogrammed their cargo systems to launch containers at high speed. Frozen water, Basic materials, anything heavy became an improvised weapon. 2 pirate ships were crippled before the others fled. They weaponized cargo, Myra said in disbelief. They turned ice into ammunition. Humans improvise constantly. They find solutions in the moment. The final footage showed something different. A planned test. 2 weeks ago, the Council authorized an exercise. 3 warships, all volunteers, all equipped with advanced technology. Orders were to fight a human battlecruiser in a training battle. Full intensity but with safety limits. The screen showed the human vessel, the UES Thunder. 3 advanced warships approached from different angles. Coordinated attack. Quantum communications linking them. Tactics designed by the Council's best. Military minds. The fight began. The human battlecruiser attacked all 3 at once. Vorn could not believe it. That is impossible. No single ship can fight 3 coordinated opponents effectively. The Thunder deployed electronic warfare that disrupted the quantum communications between alien ships. Then launched drones carrying targeting data and jamming equipment. What had been a coordinated attack became chaos as each alien vessel suddenly faced multiple apparent threats. The human ship exploited the confusion. It focused fire on one vessel, crippling its engines in seconds. Rotated to the second, finding a tiny gap in shield coverage and delivering a devastating strike. The third vessel tried to retreat. The Thunder pursued. Not aggressively, calculatedly, matching the retreat path. Maintaining perfect firing position. Demonstrating complete control, the human captain's voice came through. Exercise finished. You fought well. Better luck next time. The footage ended. The theater was silent. Nina broke it. They were enjoying themselves. I could feel the emotional state of the human crew through the recording. They were not afraid or angry. They were excited. Humans call it combat high, Thren said quietly. The psychological rush of dangerous situations. Most species experience combat as pure stress. Humans can find it stimulating. Vorn was analyzing data rapidly, comparing statistics. Commander, I need to change my assessment completely. Humans are not just good at fighting. They are specialists. Every part of their psychology and development appears optimized for combat. What does that mean for the galaxy? Kip asked quietly. Thren's 3 eyes swept across the assembled cadets. That is the question? Tomorrow you will not watch videos. Tomorrow you will meet actual human military personnel. You will interview them directly. Then you will write your report for the Council. As the cadets left, Vorn approached Thren again. Commander, the Council is trapped, correct? Explain. Fighting humans would be catastrophic. Sanctions might cause conflict. Isolation would seem hostile. We cannot remove them from galactic society without risking war. And we cannot win a war against them. Thren was silent for a long moment. You understand perfectly, Cadet. The Council invited humans into galactic society 3 years ago. Now we have discovered they may be the most dangerous military force in the galaxy. We cannot undo that decision. We can only hope to understand them well enough to avoid disaster. And if we cannot, then we pray humans remain happy with peace. Because if they ever decide they want more, Thren left the thought unfinished. The galaxy had made a terrible mistake. And now everyone had to live with it. The 4th day was different. No theater. No videos. The cadets were taken to a conference room in the diplomatic section of Helios Station. Large windows showed the nebula spinning outside. 5 humans waited inside. The cadets entered carefully. After 3 days of watching humans in combat, being in the same room with them felt strange. These were not images on a screen. These were real. The humans looked relaxed. 3 sat comfortably. 2 stood near the windows. All wore military uniforms but carried no weapons. Commander Thren made introductions. Cadets, this is Colonel Jack Harris, leader of the human delegation. He and his team agreed to answer your questions. Harris stood. He was average height with short gray hair and sharp eyes that noticed everything. When he moved, it was with efficient precision. Welcome, Harris said simply. We know you have been watching our combat videos. Must have been quite an education. Vorn stepped forward as group spokesman. Colonel, thank you for meeting us. We have many questions. I imagine you do. Harris gestured to chairs. Please sit. We are here for honest conversation. The cadets sat down. The humans remained standing, a subtle positioning that made them seem more imposing, despite most cadets being physically larger. Kip could not contain his curiosity. His skin flickered through several colors. Colonel, why are humans so good at warfare? All species fight, but humans are different. Why? Harris looked at his team. Captain Blake, you studied this. Want to answer? A woman with dark hair stepped forward. We think the answer is evolution. Humans evolved on what galactic surveys call a death world. Death world? Myra's wings trembled. Earth, our home planet. We are not sure why it was classified as habitable in the first surveys. Earth is borderline at best. Blake activated a holographic display showing Earth. Our planet has extreme temperatures. Violent weather, earthquakes, dangerous animals, hostile microorganisms. Most species evolve on stable worlds. We evolved on a planet trying to kill us. Grack leaned forward. But evolution favors defense, armor, natural weapons, not intelligence and aggression. True, but humans took a different path. We could not outrun predators. We could not fight them directly. We could not outlast them physically. So we became smart. And we became relentless. Harris took over. Humans evolved as persistence hunters. We track prey until it collapses from exhaustion. We evolved to be patient, strategic, and cooperative. Our brain structure is built for group coordination. Most species coordinate, Vorn pointed out. Not like humans. When you watched combat videos, you were not watching individuals. You were watching one organism with multiple bodies. Humans share information instantly. Adapt strategies based on group feedback. Form complex hierarchies for rapid decisions. Another human spoke, a man with scars on his hands. Lieutenant Tom Reed, Special Operations. Want the real secret? We practice constantly. Other species train until they succeed. Humans train until we cannot fail. And we compete, added a woman. Major Lisa Chun, Tactical Planning. Humans do not just prepare for external enemies. We prepare to fight each other. Every human military studies every other human military. It is an endless arms race with ourselves. Kip's colors showed deep concern. That sounds exhausting. Why maintain such intensity? It keeps us sharp. You saw our history. We fought each other for thousands of years. We perfected warfare. Not something we are proud of, but it is what we are good at. Vorn asked the question everyone was thinking. Colonel, what are human intentions toward the Galactic Council? You have demonstrated military superiority. Why have you not attempted conquest? The room became very quiet. Horace's expression turned serious. Cadet, humanity spent thousands of years conquering each other. We know where that leads. Empires rise. Empires fall. Conquest is temporary. But trade, diplomacy, cultural exchange create lasting stability. We do not want to rule the galaxy, Blake added. We want to be part of it. Learn from other species. Trade with you. Explore together. But, Harris continued, his voice hardening, we will not be victims. Every species in this galaxy uses military intimidation in diplomacy. That does not work with humans. If you threaten us, we respond hard. The incidents, Vorn said. The encounters where human ships defeated council ships. None started by us, Reed pointed out. Every incident began with a council vessel taking hostile action. We just finished it. Myra spoke up, her voice shaking. But you could conquer the galaxy. If you wanted. We have seen your capabilities. Harris walked to the window, looking at the stars. Could we? Maybe, probably, but at what cost? We would fight 200 species across thousands of worlds. Even if we won, we would rule a galaxy that hates us. That is not victory. That is a nightmare. He turned back. Humanity has a saying. Better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. We are warriors. Very good at war. But we prefer the garden? We prefer peace. We just maintain the ability to defend that peace absolutely. Grack rumbled thoughtfully. You want us afraid enough not to threaten you, but not so afraid we see you as a threat we must eliminate. Exactly. Deterrence through demonstrated capability. We show you what we can do, then invite you to be friends instead. Nina's empathic senses focused intently. You are sincere. All of you. You genuinely want peace. Of course, Harris said, surprised. War is terrible. We are good at it, but we do not enjoy it. The excitement you sensed? That is adrenaline, not joy. Given the choice, humanity chooses peace every time. We just want the choice to be ours. The interview continued for hours. Technical questions about tactics and training, questions about Earth's history, questions about human culture and psychology, the humans answered honestly. No secrets. No evasions. Finally, Vorn asked what had troubled him. Colonel, why did Ambassador Stone accept the Council's terms? Why show us your capabilities? Was not mystery working in your favor? Harris smiled. Because mystery was creating fear, and fear creates poor decisions. Some Council members wanted to take action against humanity first. We needed truth to cut through paranoia, and the truth is that humans are dangerous, yes, but we are not monsters. We are warriors who want to put down our weapons. We need the galaxy to understand that peaceful coexistence benefits everyone, but hostility is suicidal. Blake added, we are trying to create something new, where military strength becomes the foundation for peace, where species cooperate because it benefits them, not because they are forced. Will it work? Kip asked quietly. That depends on your report, Harris said seriously. You will tell the Council what you learned. The Council will decide what happens next. What if they decide humans are too dangerous? Myra asked. Harris's expression darkened. Then we have war, which helps no one, which is why we hope you recommend a different path. The humans left. The cadets had 3 days to write a report that would determine humanity's future. No pressure at all. 3 days later, the 20 cadets stood in the Grand Council chamber again. High Arbiter Krell presided over representatives from 200 species. The entire galaxy was watching, waiting for the assessment that would determine humanity's fate. Vorn stepped forward as spokesman. His people were known for analytical precision. His report would carry weight. Honored Council, we have completed our assessment of human military capabilities. After reviewing extensive combat footage and conducting direct interviews with human military personnel, we have reached our conclusion. The chamber fell silent. Humanity represents the single most formidable military force in known galactic space. Murmurs rippled through the assembled species, some angry, some afraid. However, Vorn continued firmly, we also conclude humanity presents no immediate threat to galactic security. Our analysis indicates human objectives are genuinely peaceful. They seek integration, not conquest. Shara's crystalline form resonated skeptically. You expect us to simply trust them? After everything you have seen? No, Counselor. We expect you to recognize reality. Humanity cannot be defeated militarily without catastrophic casualties for all sides. Economic isolation would be seen as hostile and might cause the very conflict we want to avoid. Our only rational option is diplomatic engagement. Kip stepped forward. His skin showed steady blue, the color of conviction. The Council made an error in the first assessment. We classified humans based on physical appearance and technology level. We ignored psychological factors. Combat effectiveness is not about size or natural weapons. It is about mindset, training, and organization. Mara added, her voice steady despite nervousness, humans evolved to be warriors. But they also evolved to be social and cooperative. They are not our enemies unless we make them so. Nina spoke with unusual force for an empath. I have read the emotional patterns of multiple humans. They are sincere about wanting peace, but they are equally sincere about fighting if threatened. This is not posturing. This is fundamental truth about their nature. Krell listened carefully. His 6 arms folded thoughtfully. What do you recommend? Vorn presented their formal report. We recommend full diplomatic integration, defense treaties, technology exchanges, cultural programs. We recommend treating humanity not as a threat to contain, but as a valuable ally to embrace. And if they betray that trust? Krell asked. They will not, Vorn said confidently. Betrayal serves no human interest. They gain more through cooperation than conquest. They showed us their capabilities openly. That is not the behavior of a species planning aggression. Grak added his deep voice. Humans are dangerous. This is fact. But danger can be useful if directed properly. Imagine having human military expertise against actual threats, pirates, hostile forces outside the Council. Humans could help protect the galaxy instead of threatening it. The Council debated for hours. Some argued for quarantine. Others wanted surveillance. A few suggested military preparation. But slowly the logic prevailed. Fighting humans was suicidal. Isolating them might trigger war. The only safe path was partnership. Finally, High Arbiter Krell called for a vote. The decision was close but clear. Engagement over isolation. Partnership over confrontation. 6 months later, Ambassador David Stone sat in his office on Helios Station. A chime indicated a visitor. Lieutenant Vorn entered, now wearing insignia showing his promotion after the exceptional report. Ambassador Stone, I wanted to thank you personally. For what, Lieutenant? For trusting us with truth. For believing showing your capabilities would lead to understanding rather than fear. Stone smiled slightly. It was a gamble, but we had no better options. The galaxy needed to see what we are. All of it. It is working. Trade agreements are being signed. Cultural exchanges starting. Some species are requesting human military advisors. Carefully managed. We do not want to become the galaxy's hired soldiers. Vorn hesitated. Ambassador, may I ask something personal? Go ahead. When you stood before the Council facing judgment, what were you thinking? Stone was quiet for a moment, looking at the nebula outside. I was thinking humanity has been underestimated our entire history. By predators on Earth, by each other, by disease and disaster, now by the galaxy. I was thinking it was time to stop being underestimated. And now? Now, I'm thinking about what humanity can accomplish when not fighting. When we channel energy into building instead of destroying, what do you think we can accomplish together? Stone smiled. Lieutenant, humans went from chemical rockets to faster-than-light travel in less than a century. We have been in galactic society 3 years. Imagine what we achieve in 100 years. In 1,000? That is hopeful. Yes, that is the point. The Council did not fully understand. Humans are not just warriors. We are dreamers, explorers, builders. Violence is one part of our nature. But given the choice, we always reach for the stars. Vorn nodded slowly. The galaxy is fortunate you are on our side. We are all on the same side now. That is what we have been building. Not human dominance, but genuine cooperation. Where every species contributes their strengths. And humanity's strength is warfare. Stone corrected gently, our strength is we never give up. We adapt, overcome, survive, useful in war, yes. But even more useful in peace. Because peace requires constant effort. I understand now why you showed us everything. You were not just demonstrating military capability. You were demonstrating character. That humanity could be trusted with power because you choose not to abuse it. Stone nodded. The strongest warrior is one who chooses mercy. That is what the Council needed to see. Vorn stood to leave, then paused. Ambassador, one final question. What would have happened if the Council chose quarantine? Stone's expression went cold for just a moment, long enough for Vorn to glimpse the steel beneath diplomacy. then we would have shown you cannot quarantine a species that refuses to be contained. And it would have been tragic for everyone. Fortunately, your generation chose wisdom over fear. As Vorn left, Stone returned to the window, looking at the galaxy spread before him, wondering what challenges tomorrow would bring. Humanity had proven they belonged among the stars, not as conquerors but as partners, as warriors who finally learned to lay down weapons while never forgetting how to use them. The galaxy was watching, testing, waiting to see if humans could maintain that balance. Stone was confident they could. After all, humans had been balancing between civilization and chaos for their entire existence. This was just a bigger stage, a wider audience. But the fundamental challenge remained the same. Be strong enough to deter aggression, but wise enough to choose peace. Be warriors in the garden, tending growth while remaining ready to defend it. That was humanity's promise to the galaxy, and Stone intended to ensure humanity kept that promise. One day at a time, one relationship at a time, building trust through actions. The future was uncertain, but for the first time in 3 years it looked bright. And that was enough. Retry Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.